That's what I like.
Okay. Okay, South Park and Rec meeting, 17th. It is meeting beginning at 6:33 p.m. The following participants are in attendance: Commissioner Mike Shield, Commissioner Dave DeLoria, Commissioner Mike Maz, and we have select person Doug Moglen in attendance as well.
Jeannie, do you want to let those two guests in? You want me to let them in?
Yes, I think Kara's there too. She says it told her to wait.
I don't see her yet.
There's Madison Topper. Hey, Kara.
Is she in?
I can see her.
Okay.
Because
Hi,
that's
Kara.
Madison Toper.
Yeah.
Oh,
she-
that's
she
right.
goes, yeah.
I forgot about that. Sorry, Kara. Hi, Madison. Make sure you unmute yourself, Kara. Okay, so we will begin the meeting. First, we will begin with we just need to approve our last meeting's minutes from June 3rd. Is everybody in approve the meetings? Have you reviewed them? Do you approve of them? Any comments, suggestions?
I think they look fine the way they were.
Okay,
I didn't see any errors in them. I did read them.
okay. Okay,
Well,
so,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
okay, Dave DeLoria made the first motion to approve. Anyone second?
I'll second.
Mike Mazzarelli second the motion for the approval of the minutes. Mike Shield, how do you vote for the approval of the minutes?
I'm sorry. I approve them. Sorry about that.
Okay. Mike Mazzarelli, how do you vote for the approval of the minutes?
I approve.
Dave DeLoria, how do you vote for approval?
I approve.
And myself, Jeannie Waldron, I approve the minutes as well. All in favor of the minutes to be approved. Kara, if you could note that. You're still on mute.
There's John.
Okay. Okay. Entering into the meeting is Don Wally, Park and Rec Commissioner as well. Okay, so on to the next business. We have a guest in the room, Mr. Jenkins. Hello.
Hello, all. Thank you.
Hello.
So,
So
Hi.
I'm here basically for the annual permit for the dock down by the town beach. Some of you have been through this with me a few years in a row. COVID just kind of screwed everything up, I guess, as far as having your meetings or whatever. When was your last meeting that you just approved?
Our last meeting was June 3rd, which was actually our very first Zoom meeting that we had since COVID. So you haven't missed much,
Okay.
that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just here to apply again for that permit. I sent my daughter Ashley, who I'm actually representing right now. She's busy working in John's building, cutting hair right now. So she's at Designer's Edge, but it's for Ashley Augustus as the official, and that's the way you approved it last year, was for her. I'm just here as her dad, and longtime dock guy.
Okay.
I got a letter signed by no one and CC'd to Dennis and Dick. And when I called up Dennis, she had no idea what it was about. And it said that there were some discrepancies regarding the dock permits. So, but nobody seemed to know what they were. And nobody signed this from the Park and Rec right here. So I'm not upset. I'm just saying I got this, and I'm not sure what the discrepancies were. Since then, just talking with Kara and talking with Dennis. Dennis has no problem. He thought maybe it might be the insurance question or something. There has always been a $1 million umbrella policy on that dock with the town listed as not liable. That's the same way it is again this year. I emailed the copy of that letter to Kara. She forwarded it to Jeannie, I think, or I might have also. And on the very last page, it includes the town of Southwick as landlord, and you're covered by the policy for Ashley Augustus. So that's basically their way of saying it. In that email, the lady that I talked to gladly gave her name and her phone number and said, have them call me if they have any problems. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it means. I have permits going back to the 1990s. The first time you gave us a permit was in 2002 or 2004. And then usually it was just, I came in during the public session like this. You voted, we're good neighbor policy, you take care of it. There's no complaints. And I give the Park and Rec $100 for a lease. And then I pay the fees for the town for the sticker and the boat stickers themselves.
Hey, Mike, I think you need to mute your thing here. Sorry.
John Wally.
Oh, it was John. Sorry.
So is everybody, I mean, I can go on for an hour about this, but
Right.
is everybody caught up?
Yeah. Is everybody aware of the situation in the commission?
Give you a towel.
I am.
Okay.
John is, David is.
Yeah.
I think our biggest thing was just getting the insurance policy to have on
Right.
our files.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's been sent. So you have that. Kara has it, and Gina has it somewhere buried in the chain of letter.
I have it right here. I've looked over it. So that was the issue. And I think that was what had caused the whole thing, was that there wasn't anything on file. And then we were directed to
It was the same cabinets as that.
have you go to the Lakes Commission. That was what we were directed to have.
Told to go where?
The Lakes Commission, but
Oh.
it's been resolved now. So now
No, they don't have any. Many years ago when this first started, now we're really going back 16, 17 years. Whichever board owns or has purview of that property is the board that is in control of it, says yes or
Okay.
no. That's common law.
Okay.
So,
This is over.
so here I am.
Okay.
I've got the paperwork for the town. I guess the big question is, first of all, are you going to, vote to let me have a dock again, or my daughter to have a dock again like the last 20 years? Or is there a different process you want me to do with this? This is the town paperwork that I usually send in with money.
Right.
So Kara and I kind of talked about something that maybe I could.
Sarah, mute yourself, please. No, can't hear you.
Hit
Kara,
your
what if
space
you-
bar.
You could dial in on your cell phone.
You can also hit your space bar. Sometimes that works. There you go.
There you
Can you hear
go.
me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
So
guess.
Kara's got a copy of that as a PDF somewhere in that long string. of
Kara did send us all a copy of it on PDF. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Yes, we have it.
All right.
So Kara, any comments? We have the necessary paperwork. We have everything in order, correct?
Yeah, so the problem was last year, the $1 million policy did not list the town of Southwick. And
Right.
the people who issued the permit would not approve it without listing the town.
Mhm.
So
now-
he had his insurance policy list the town.
You have all the tools for the bench.
Okay.
It was,
that's been-
it was listed. It just wasn't listed in the policy itself. You were covered last year with the $1 million policy, but anyways. So now there's a little more official piece of paper there.
Okay, so the issue's been resolved, correct?
Right, and I have a lease from that the Park and Rec and the town generated. This was way back when Kelly was chairperson and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lease that I've signed, and that's basically what it says. What I told you, I give $100 to the Park and Rec, and then I go and pay the appropriate fees to the town. So
Okay.
as long as Kara emails Dennis or texts him or however she gets in touch with him,
Yeah, once the board approves
if
it,
that's
I'll
the
send
direction
him
you
a.
want to go.
Okay.
So where the property, if you're looking out from the lake, where the property to the far left.
We also have a map too.
Yeah,
We got a map. Yep.
you got a map.
Yeah.
I got one too.
14 Beach Road, Unit 000.
That was included in our email.
Yep. I'm looking at it.
Okay,
So Kara was very thorough in getting us the information.
all right.
Okay. All right. So everybody's has reviewed it or that needs to review it. We're okay with it. Everyone on the board.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
John Wally makes the motion to approve the permit for Mr. Jenkins.
I'll second it for him, I guess. Nobody else wants to.
Thank you, Dave.
Dave DeLoria seconds the motion to approve the permit.
Let's vote.
Okay, we will vote. Mike Shield, how do you vote?
Can you just give me a minute? I'm just reading the policy.
Yes,
Just give me a moment, thanks.
sure.
I'm ready to vote. Yes,
John Wally, how do you vote?
yes.
Okay. Mike Mazzarelli, how do you vote?
Yeah, it appears that the additional interest residence property is named the town of Southwick. So it appears that the normal paperwork is in order. So I would vote yes to allow that.
Okay, Dave DeLoria, how do you vote?
I'll vote yes.
Okay. Myself, Jeannie Waldron, I would vote yes.
As will I. It's, like it says down the bottom, the additional interest, that's what I was looking for, so I will vote yes.
Okay. So
Thank you.
all are in favor? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You hear from Doug yet?
So we are approving your permit, Mr. Jenkins, and we will move forward with that. And
We'll
hopefully we
contact
have
him
too many issues.
tomorrow.
Huh?
I can contact him tomorrow to fill out
Yeah.
the paperwork.
Okay.
Get the paperwork.
We can
Okay.
outline and get the details done tomorrow, Kara and I.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, thank you very much again,
Okay.
once again, and we'll take care of our side and you take care of yours. We'll be
All
fine.
right.
All right, have
Thank
a
you
good
Very,
night.
very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
Take
Have a
care.
good evening. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Jeannie,
Yes.
I have some bills. You guys couldn't hear me
Yeah.
before that started, but I have some bills that I need to approve. And I also have a couple pavilion refunds that people were asking for that couldn't have gatherings in June. So I have 2 refunds and 3 bills. So is it okay if I review them now?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, so an invoice for Ryan Purves for $800 to remove 8 trees along the.
So you said $800 to remove the trees on the rail trail.
That was the work we had him do, the trees that were causing root damage, and he took a batch of them out. That was the second batch.
Okay.
What's his name again? Ryan what?
Purvis?
I can't hear anybody.
Purvis? Purves?
Can't hear us, Kara?
I can't hear. I can't hear anybody.
Okay. Well, Kara can't hear us.
Her bandwidth is in the red. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah. I'm texting her.
Yeah, ask her if she can dial in to listen to us.
All right. I don't know if she knows how to do that.
I can give you the numbers. Hang on.
Yeah, there's a number right in the invite.
All right, so
Now
I'm
we-
gonna go over the 3 bills. The first one was $800 for Ryan. The second one is for Heritage Lawn for $3,272 for lawn treatment. The third one is for IBS for $25.99 for locks for the bollards on the rail trail.
That's something I had
can't
Brooks
hear
go
you guys
ahead.
at all. So those are the bills, if you guys want to approve those. And then I have the refunds for Jillian Keefe for $100 for the pavilion, and for Edison Rue for $150. He was going to rent the pavilion and a ball field.
And those
And
were
that's
in
it for
June?
my refunds and bills.
Okay. Those were in June?
She can't hear us. So, Jeannie, I wonder if you could text her. There's a dial-in number and a password for her.
Okay. I'm texting her now. She can get that off the
Invite.
agenda, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it's right in the invitation. I can,
I'm texting her right now. What's the phone number? I'll just type it right on there.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Never mind.
good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Technology, gotta love it.
Yeah.
It happens.
She must have a dial-up modem.
Oh, hold on, guys. Maz, did you text it to her?
I just texted her to call the number, but Doug said he texted her the number.
I
Right,
put it in the chat
Can you
on Zoom.
list the phone number again?
It's 929-205-6099.
929-205-6099. Is there some sort of pin you have to put in?
Yeah, the meeting ID, which is 894-7139-6842.
Yep.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
And we can hear you.
Yeah, but
So in the chat window, I put a phone number you can call and put in the meeting ID, and you can join from your phone if it fades out again.
Okay.
and I also did the same thing. I put the number and the meeting ID.
Thank you. Whew.
Tell your kids to quit playing all those games for a minute.
No. Oh, boy.
Okay. So we want to, okay, so the pavilion rentals were for June, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
June 20th and like June 3rd.
Okay, so we will, we will approve for them to have their money back. We obviously aren't gonna open.
Yeah.
At this point in time, so we could do that.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement with that?
I'll make a motion to give them their money back and to pay all of the 3 bills.
Okay, thank you. John Wally motion to pay the bills that Kara had described. Also, the money returns to the folks who rented the pavilion in the latter part of June.
Correct. I'll second it.
Mike Shields second the motion. Mike Mazzarelli, how do you
Yeah.
vote?
In favor.
Dave DeLoria, how do you vote?
In favor.
Mike Shield,
In favor, yes.
John Wally.
Yes. Jeannie?
I vote yes. We will, we are all in favor, so we will pay those listed and also pay folks who applied for the pavilions. Okay. Moving on to the next business would be Wally Park. Kara, you wanna jump in with?
Yeah, so we have two applications for Wally Park. I had emailed them out to you guys. And what is everything about those two applicants? Should we interview them?
Yes,
Yes. I think we should,
yes.
as soon as possible.
Okay. How are we gonna do that?
Give
Well,
them Zoom address.
yep. We will just do the same thing we did with Mr. Jenkins. We will invite them to join the Zoom meeting. And then we will let them in when we're ready to interview them. And we'll go from there,
Okay.
correct?
You want somebody to call and talk to them beforehand?
Why don't you do that, Dave? You seem to be good with that.
I think maybe one of you guys should with the mowers and stuff, just to talk about that stuff, since you're a little more familiar with that. And
Well-
let them know what you're looking for down there.
I think one of the applicants has helped out there. So he's familiar, and the other worked at a country club, you know, as a maintenance person. So I'm assuming they're both familiar, you know, with the equipment.
That would be that would be the one we just recently got, right? The second,
Yeah, that's the one I was talking. Yeah, sorry.
okay.
The one from this
Yeah.
week, I think.
I was just looking at, yeah, I thought he had put down, oh, mechanical work, firefighter. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have no other applicants?
We had some others, but David and I were reviewing them, and they didn't have any experience at all.
Oh, okay, okay.
Nothing remotely close.
Nothing good? Okay. So, does this
How
challenge,
How experienced do you have to be to drive a lawnmower and use a weed whacker? Just asking.
Well, a couple
Well-
of them that applied were from a little farther away. And a couple of them seemed like it was like restaurant employees that were in the middle of being shut down at the moment. So I don't know if that's something you wanted to follow up on.
No.
So are you guys talking about this Christopher Barden from Hamden?
where'd you see that one?
Oh,
He's
that's
the one that works at the golf course.
okay. Yeah, Four Seasons Landscaping, Windsor, Connecticut, November 2018 to present, it says.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking Hamden to here, and he's got a full-time job. So I guess a couple good questions would be, when are you going to fit that into your schedule? You know, going to Southwick every day or 4 days a week.
Well, that
Where
was
did
one
he-
of the more promising ones out of, we only had, I think, 6 and only 5 with driver's licenses. So it was not a lot to pick from this time.
Okay.
so we've already been down that road. We're not going down that road yet. Definitely
So this
not.
is an email. This is an email that Kara sent out on Tuesday, the
Yeah,
16th, which was yesterday at 9:54 a.m. And I believe
Yep.
there was another one somewhere along the line.
did he, I thought I read it thoroughly and I apologize. So he lives in Hamden?
That's what it says his address is. Yeah.
Oh. I thought he worked in Hamden, so I just was curious. I'm trying to,
And maybe
Well,
I'm reading it wrong. Hang on.
hold on.
It says Christopher Barden, Hamden, Mass.
All right,
Doesn't-
well,
I know his boss, so I can talk to him.
And he works he has a full-time job in Windsor?
No, he works for Twin Hills Country Club.
That's what I thought I read, where he's already like a grounds maintenance there, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the reason I thought, usually those folks go in, plenty early, they're there by 5 and usually done by 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So, he may be planning on heading there right after the.
Well, we
course.
can interview him.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I think if we can review the applications again, I know that we looked it over, but be ready for our next meeting.
Let's get a hold of this guy and interview him. That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, one of the next questions or the first question would be, how do you plan to fit this into your schedule if that's a concern for all of us? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kara, can we set both of those gentlemen up for
Yeah,
them to go to the next meeting? Be at the next meeting.
sure. I will contact him.
But in the meantime, how are we resolving the Wally Park stuff? What are we? You want to give us updates with that?
So,
We have-
yeah, after our last meeting, I contacted Carl to ask if we could get help from him, like we talked about. And Rick is a part-time employee, so he said to talk to Rick, and if Rick's interested, he could help out. So we got the Toro mower back, and Rick mowed the whole park with the Toro mower. And I believe he finished weed whacking this week. So he basically mowed and weed whacked the whole park.
Doesn't work there right now?
last week and this week.
Okay.
But that's.
So is there a possibility that he could do this again in the meantime?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He said he would until we get somebody, and I mean, unless he gets burnt out, but so far, so good.
So question to probably ask Doug would be, when is the next selectman meeting, or when would the next selectman meeting be to approve a future or potential employer after our meeting?
We meet the 23rd, so a week from today. Probably 2 weeks after that, I would think.
Okay.
I just got a big thumbs up on Charles.
That was the person.
Guy from Hamden.
Okay. All right.
His ex-boss, he doesn't work there anymore, said that he would hire him in a minute.
Okay. So if we're looking at the selectmen meeting on the 23rd, which is Tuesday, you guys, right? Then we're looking at 2 weeks after that for them. Correct? So,
Carl might be able to contact everybody to come in and approve it before the meeting. He has done that before to push things through.
Okay.
And do we have to wait till a meeting to interview him? Does it have to be a recorded Park and Rec meeting? Can it just be a different day?
No, it's got to be a meeting. But that doesn't mean we can't have another meeting soon.
okay.
Like they meet Tuesday, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we interview them Monday and then make our recommendations Tuesday morning?
Okay.
You could also check with Carl, because I think under the current, with everything that's going on, some responsibility was delegated to the chair to hire anybody below a department head. So they might be able to execute that even without a selectmen's meeting.
Okay.
Would we still be in favor of interviewing him on the 22nd though? Since John suggested it, I mean, not that I don't have 5 million other things going on, but I think we could try to get it done sooner than later would be better.
It would only take a few minutes.
Right.
Interview them both, and then we can have a vote. And then the select board can approve it. just to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
I don't have a problem with that. Monday's fine.
Okay. So anyone else?
Are we fine? We don't have to do the 2 weeks advertising if we do something Monday?
Oh, no, wait. Oh,
It's been 2 weeks, hasn't it?
You don't have to have 2 weeks before a meeting.
you only need 72 hours.
No,
Correct?
I don't think he's talking about me. I think he's talking about advertising, and we started the advertisement at the last meeting, so we're fine, right? Right,
Yeah,
Kara?
the advertising's fine. The
Yeah.
meeting's fine as long as we post it tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Let's do it that then.
okay. 6:30?
Sounds good. Hopefully he can do it. Charles.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
So we're
So,
gonna invite the two of them, right?
yes. So
Okay.
Kara, could you maybe get them first, ask them if they can make it, then we can create the meeting and post it tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do that,
Okay.
okay? All right. Okay, so moving on to the playscape and restroom opening status.
Yeah, so I talked to the Board of Health and she said both can be open. And she just wanted to discuss it with Park and Rec to see what they thought. If they wanted the playscape at Wally Park open and if they want the restrooms. Because I know somebody asked the last meeting.
I would encourage us to open the playscape and just the bathroom right next to it. Leave the other two closed for now. So we don't have as much problem with keeping them clean.
Yeah, because who's gonna be cleaning them?
Maintenance.
Okay,
They'll need to be cleaned once a day.
once a day, that's it? Thought it was a lot more.
That's what the Board of Health said, and I believe it's on that document that Carl sent to us. So it's thoroughly cleaning, like head to toe, once a week, and good cleaning every day.
Okay,
That's why I don't think we should open all three yet.
no,
But the one would be very helpful for the people that go there for sure.
okay.
Has the town opened up the playground at the middle school?
Yes.
They have?
So now we're talking, we're going to need to post some type of signage that indicates guidelines, rules, face masks, 6 feet apart, that kind of stuff. That has to be posted as well.
Yeah. The Board of Health usually provides those to us, and we laminate them and post them around the park and on the restrooms and.
Okay, all right. And then who's going to limit, who's limiting the capacity of the playscape?
That's
Or
the
who-
concern.
Huh?
That's the concern. I was up there a couple weeks ago mowing, and I guess a pretty large scale soccer game, broke out. So, I asked the kids to leave. They didn't, and I guess the game happened from what I heard, via text and whatnot. So I don't know how anyone's going to be able to enforce the playscape, and that's why I asked the question, what's the town doing with the other playscapes in town? And
The playscape is already open, Mike.
or the play, the play,
Yeah,
but it's just a concern of who's going to enforce it.
Well, I heard the cops were called and they said to whomever I heard this, I don't remember who I heard it from, but they said the police said, well, we don't have any control over policing any of that. So that's not our concern. So I
well,
have a feeling, go ahead.
somebody broke up a baseball game 2 nights ago at the rec center.
Yeah, I spoke with JB about that. He said somebody's renting their fields and had 4 different teams down there practicing, not technically a game.
Yeah.
Sounds like JB.
Yeah, I don't see, I think it's got to be self-policed. I mean, if we're not renting out the fields, are we renting out the soccer field yet? Because I've been seeing groups up there here and there.
No.
Nobody has contacted me about using it.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeannie, I was up there 2 weekends ago and there was a full-on soccer game with uniforms and refs and everything. And then last weekend, someone had cut open the tape around the playscape and there was, I don't know, 10, 12 people on the playscape Sunday. Not my place to say anything really, right? And I don't know. Technically, they can be open. That I don't think the Board of Health had cleared them to open yet at that time. So I don't know if anything changed in the last week. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's a great thing to have the park open and to have it being used for what it's supposed to be being used for. But unfortunately, you're going to have exactly the conversation you're having right now where people just, you know, don't follow what you're supposed to be doing right now.
So
I say if we opened it and just post the signs and probably leave it at that. I mean, we can't have somebody there monitoring.
That's the whole point, right? That's the whole point, right?
right.
I'm with you, Dave.
Yeah,
Post the sign and let them do what they do.
I guess you're right. I'm not opposed to it, but I guess you use it as at your own risk.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that are driving around town telling on other people anyway, because that's been happening. So it's kind of one of those things. And if you want to take the risk to go out and use the playground with your kid, then so be it, I guess. I don't know what else, you know, like we said, we open the bathrooms, we maintain the bathrooms by our maintenance folks at the times we're supposed to, and then we go with it.
I think that's all we can do at this point. I mean, you can't police everybody all the time.
Okay. So when do we want to make it effective that we can open up the playscape?
I think you have to have your signs in place first, and then you make a date. So when can we get that done? I guess that's a question, right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'll talk to the Board of Health and I'll see when she can get the signs to me, and then I can get them laminated and bring them up to the park.
Perfect.
And then
Okay.
I have to see when maintenance can start cleaning the bathroom also. So I can let you guys know.
Okay. So maybe you'll have an answer for Monday. You can tell us Monday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Just one other thing to go along with this. What do you want to do if people are up on the fields, the baseball field or soccer fields, and they're not paying, but they're using it?
If it's an organized team, I think we should tell them to get out. If it's just kids from one particular neighborhood, I think you just let them be.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, you know, you're taking a big risk by having referees show up for a game where someone else could walk in the middle of it and go, hey, we rented this field, get off, right? I mean, that's my first thought would be, you know, you're going to bring a paid ref with you to ref a game and you don't have any claim to that field. Someone else can walk on it and go, hey, it's mine. Sorry, gotta go.
They shouldn't even have been
sense.
having any games, period,
It
yet.
says it right in the guidelines, you guys. No games with refs or whatever inter squad stuff.
No, you can't even have an inter squad.
Right.
Scrimmage.
Right. You're not supposed to.
It's not until July 1st, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you handle that. I don't know if we're going to get into people arguing with each other
Well,
with it.
if the police aren't going to enforce it, I'm certainly not going to.
No, that's right. It's true. You're right. All right.
All right. Kind of a tough situation, and it's not like we have the manpower to walk around enforcing it or driving through every night and kicking people off or whatever. And I'm not so sure I want to be the one that has to kick people off or tell people and have backlash from people over, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, or playing against each other or whatever. Okay. Kara, you want to just update us on the mower and the garage door? You said they're fixed.
Yeah, so the Toro is back, it's fixed, it's running well. The garage door, they came last week and they fixed it, and that's working well also. So I just want to let you guys know everything's fixed.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, that mower cuts the time to mow in half.
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah. One thing about Wally Park, as far as the watering goes, I know we're in a water ban, but we have wells. So my question is are we watering enough, not enough? What's the deal with that?
We're watering every day, or
Okay.
every night, I should say.
Yeah.
One night is the fields and the other is the common areas. But we're still having trouble getting enough water on there. There's 80 some odd zones, so it's hard to fit them all in. You can't fit them all in one night, and even in 2 nights, it runs into the day at times.
Can we water more and break up the zones or no?
We can only, unless you want to water during the day, we start right at dusk and they go into the morning. It's a big area,
Right. I get it. I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
but the entrance is looking pretty bad right now.
Yes, it is.
Can
But there
we
was
ask,
a time that we weren't watering at all, and that really stunted it. But now we're back, and it should come back.
Okay.
yeah, and I know we tend to keep the grass higher in the summer anyway, but could we ask to go even a little higher? That might be a deterrent for baseball teams and soccer teams. If it's slightly longer than they like, they may be deterred a bit. So without turning it into what it was a few weeks ago, it was quite high.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe either 3 3/4 or 4 inches
Yeah,
instead of 3.
yeah, might save on the burning and also deter a few folks.
Yeah, nobody wants to play soccer on 4-inch grass.
They want that down to a half inch.
That's a good idea.
That sounds okay to me. I like that. Plus, we're going to be hitting another week or two of 90-degree, weather coming up too.
Well, there's possible thunderstorms for, I think, 5 of the next 6 days.
Okay, well,
Hopefully they hit at the park.
Yeah, let's hope they do.
all right. So, any more on Wally Park? Can we move on to the rail trail?
That's it for now.
Okay. So, rail trail. What you
Yeah,
got?
you guys talked about repainting the existing center line markings, and there was discussion about not doing it. We have money in our rail trail account, $3,765 that could be put towards it if you guys decide to go ahead and get it done.
I looked into
thought
that,
yes.
and it's not required to have it done, but it is highly recommended. The big thing is for when kids are out there to kind of keep them to one side. We do have the money, and if we did it now, we're probably looking at having it for 5 years. If we decide to do it in 2 years, it's going to be more expensive because we won't have a line to go by. We also have the money in the account, the rail trail account now. And I'm thinking the way things are, we're probably not going to get a lot for maintenance stuff next year compared to what we have now. I would think it would be a good idea to take care of it now and will be good for 5 years with that section of it.
So if you look at it from Dave's point of view, you're talking about $700 a year as opposed to $3,500 as one-time payment. So if you look at it over the time, it is worth it. So I would make a motion to vote to do that.
Okay, Mike Mazzarelli makes a motion to approve the
Line painting.
line painting from Heartline Inc. Does anyone second the motion?
Yeah, I would second it.
Mike Shields seconds the motion. We'll take a vote right now. Mike Maz, how do you vote?
Favor. In favor.
Okay, Dave DeDoria,
In favor?
John Wiley,
Yes.
Mike Shield,
I'm in favor.
myself, Jeannie Waldron, I'm in favor. We have a unanimous vote for the approval of $1,507 for Heartline Inc. painting of the rail trail. Dave, one question, when's that gonna get done?
I've got Fred Dudak's gonna be seal coating the cracks, so I don't want to get that done until he does all the cracks, so we can have that done afterwards.
Okay, sounds good. And
So I'll
they,
give him another call to get him lined up.
okay, and they
One
kind
other
of,
thing on painting, I know last meeting we had talked about those islands on Miller and Congamon Road.
Yeah.
I picked up paint for Brooks. He's gonna paint the front and backs of those, the granite ones with the safety yellow to
okay,
make them more visible.
okay. And
'Cause we
still
had
look
talked
okay,
about that being a safety thing.
right, and they'll still look okay with the paint on it as far as aesthetics?
Yeah, he's just gonna do the front and back rather than the whole island, but
Got-
just
Okay.
to cover ourselves with that.
Gotcha,
And this will all be done before June 30th, right?
Well, Brooks is doing it for free, and I picked him up the paint and materials for that. He
No, I'm
wanted-
talking, because we have to spend this money this fiscal year, right?
well, we
Yeah,
only
have
have
to
to purchase it, right? Not have it done?
That is correct.
Okay, so we pay them, and then we can set something up. And they're gonna control the crowd or, the traffic as far as while they're painting and people not running into the paint and all that other stuff?
Well, I know with the crack filling, he said it's 15 to 20 minutes and you can walk on it. I told him I'd go down there with him, so I might be moving cones around and follow him through.
Okay,
As far as the lines, I mean, that dries fairly quick. I'll have to coordinate that once he gets closer to doing it.
okay. You can, if you need help, you can let me know.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Anything else rail trail related, you guys?
We had a couple of the columns by one of the Arnold's farms. I think kids have been pulling them out at night and they filled them with sticks, and the DPW came down and sucked everything out of the holes. Put the columns back in for us and reset the hinges. They tore it up and reset it into concrete. And so we got the columns back in, and the locks that Kara was talking about before, I had Brooks purchase those. So we've got them locked up now.
Okay,
So hopefully they don't come out again.
okay, thank
Because
you.
I put them back in 3 times already this spring, so I had enough of that.
All right. Well, it's not like we can have cameras on there.
No,
Hopefully that's kind of stuff stops. Okay, we're done with rail trail?
I
Yeah.
think that was it.
Okay. Moving on to the beach.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Opening this season or not opening?
How many people could we fit on the beach normally, like last year? I know it's not last year, but if you say like a Saturday last year, how many people would you get down there? Roughly?
I'd have to go back and look. I mean, probably like 100. That the
Froze on us.
Someone vacuuming?
Hi. I think you're on mute again.
Can you hear
You
me?
figure about 100 people normally?
All right. So,
I can't hear you guys.
can you hear us now? So, so let's just, I don't know what happened to Kara. So, we open for discussion as far as what are our thoughts on the beach opening?
I don't know how we're gonna, I mean, we probably have to have somebody distance it, and it looks like, what are they looking for? At least 6 feet or up to 12 feet? In between, I don't know how many people we can actually fit down there. And we're gonna have to have lifeguards enforcing this stuff, I don't know.
I still say we shouldn't open it.
I think that's going to be a
I'm
whole.
trying to log on.
Okay, well, we
Dialogue.
can hear you now.
Anybody else have any thoughts on it? I don't know about the whole, how many people we can actually fit there and have somebody enforcing it and sanitizing everything.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a lot to put on a young few lifeguards to try to manage that. And, you know, I wouldn't want to put them in that position where you have a large gathering and maybe some crowds, you know, getting a little unruly.
You have things like beach visitors are required to wear masks. You have a group size, no groups larger than 10. Obviously, you know that these are happening. You know, we have these, but again, it'd be difficult with forcing.
Can you guys
There
hear
you
me?
go. We got you. You're good.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on.
Then you're talking about 12 feet in between my blanket and the next person's blanket, and the beach
Yep,
is only so big, right?
yep.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a lot of hassles for the few people we're gonna be able to get down there at a time.
I agree.
And I think especially weekends where you get people that are gonna wanna go and we're gonna have to tell them to go away kind of thing. I think it's gonna
Right.
be a lot of work for very little benefit.
You have to think we have to have someone who monitors the cleanliness of the bathrooms, and then you also have the food service area that you have to abide by certain guidelines.
I would make a motion to keep it closed at least until the next phase. See what the regulations are then and then vote on it again.
So John Wally motions to keep the beach closed to phase 3.
Well,
I think
can
that
I
makes
just
sense.
ask a quick question before we second that?
Yep.
If you do close it, what's going to stop people from just go? I mean, is that the thinking that people are just going to go on it anyway, and now it's not our problem anymore?
Yeah, if they don't like,
Can't get on there.
Say that again, Kara?
The beach is locked. There's a gate and there's a lock on it.
Okay.
They can't get in there unless they jump a fence. And if they do, the police monitor that area all the time. And the residents call and rat on them. So I don't think there'd be a problem with that there.
Then I would second that motion then, as long as we're not, you know, people are, you know, like the fields at Wally Park, people are going to just use them anyway, you know, so we might as well try to make some money off of it. But if that's the case, then yeah, I would second that. You just keep it closed. Too much to put on everybody between, like you said, the food service, the bathrooms, the keeping people 12 feet apart and having kids, you know, have to be cops now, you know, I get it.
Not to mention, we haven't even begun a hiring process. and we have
Well,
trouble
that's
getting,
the other thing. They're not certifying lifeguards right now, so I don't even know if I'd have lifeguards to man the beach. I know I have one that's returning from last year, and I have a new applicant, so there's 2. I usually need 6, and there's a couple whose license has expired. They can't even go and get the recertification.
Do they
Okay.
mow lawns at all?
It's a good one, Dave.
Mike?
that would be nice.
Can they
Okay,
wield a weed whacker?
so Mike Mazzarelli seconded the motion to keep the beach closed until phase 3. So we'll vote
Okay.
on that. Mike, how do you vote?
I would be in favor.
Okay. Dave Deloria, how do you vote?
I'm in favor of this.
Mike Shield,
I'm in favor of keeping it closed.
John Wiley,
In favor.
okay. Jeannie Waldron, I'm in favor of keeping it closed. We have unanimous. We will keep the town beach closed until phase 3 guidelines are given out by the governor.
And then we're going to reassess at that point, correct? And see
Yeah.
if we have lifeguards and all the other things to make it all happen. Yep.
Meanwhile, we encourage people to apply, but I mean, again, like Kara said, with certifications and stuff, who knows what's gonna happen? Okay. Do we have anything else on the beach? Pretty much it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
we would, is there any, we move on to new business?
I don't have any new business. I don't know if anybody else does.
Can I just comment on, what was the email about someone asking to use Wally Park for social distancing kind of groups or something?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
What was the result of that?
I have that email here. It's from Jill Connors. Georgia Zanto wants to run a,
Fitness class.
right, HIIT workout for 10 people, 6 feet apart safely, plenty of room, but I think they are dying for some group body moving and exercise. Gyms aren't open. I don't think the guidelines and restrictions are very appealing, so who knows other than, One main hurdle is finding a spot where there's plenty of room for everyone to work out safely with a good distance between us. I would love some feedback on exactly where would be a good place for a school field. Georgia threw out Wally Park as an idea. I'm looking at once a week, 1 hour, group of 10 workout, 10 people in a workout, staying within guidelines. I'd love to know what I would have to do. I suppose rent the space for that once a week. Thank you so much for reading this, and I truly look forward to hearing back from you on this topic. Bill Connors. That was sent to us on the 3rd of June at 2:20 p.m. by Kara.
So I was assuming that falls under the same as we're not going to rent out the pavilion and the fields because we can't monitor. I don't know what you guys think about it.
So we can tell them they could use the park at their own risk, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's a big area, so she wants to have a group up there. Right?
I say we take no action.
Okay.
I mean,
No
if we
action
say
is-
okay, we're encouraging them to do one thing and telling everybody else no. And like you say, who's gonna monitor that they have only 10 people? I thought it was supposed to be only 6.
Yeah. Okay. So we would just have to, if that, go ahead.
I was just going to say, why don't we just have Kara answer that email back at this time? We cannot make an assessment on this action because of the phase 2 that we're in. When things change and we're allowed to do this, we will go, more than happy to readdress the situation and leave it at that. She wants to go out there with her people, just like the soccer kids do and everybody else, rock and roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
don't think we should endorse it.
Right. That's a good point.
Endorse is the key word. Okay. Anything else, you guys?
Kara, is that something you can write up and send back to her in an email?
Yes.
Okay.
Or my backyard's available.
Yeah, John would be into looking at a bunch of girls doing yoga out there.
Oh, boy. All right, so we have concluded our agenda.
Motion
I'll
to adjourn.
John, motions to adjourn.
Second.
second.
Yep.
Mike Masty, D. Deloria, in unison, second motion. So our meeting is adjourned